no job cause I'm black. She won't fuck me cause I'm black. My dad don't like me cause I'm black. But she Hispanic, so she black. Ain't got no time for none of that. Bitch, I'm a Jude, so I'm black. Cops won't kill me cause I'm black. Ops won't drill me cause I'm black. Can't get no job cause I'm black. She won't fuck me cause I'm black. Her dad don't like me cause I'm black. But she Hispanic, so she black. Ain't got no time for none of that. Bitch, I'm a Jude, so I'm black. I can't fight the cops and the ops. Toting Glocks, heavy on the block. While a crack tucked in the sock. Instead help the ones I love. We was on the block for the grub. If he from my side, then it's love. Wanted big knots, busting out the jeans. But we was hurting on the fiends. Without that crack, he look just like me. Dirty nigga from the concrete. But the white man dealt his hand. So we eating out the trash can. People ride by. Don't extend a hand, cause to them, this an average black man. So for him, that's why I gotta make it. I ain't talking rap. Before the slave ships, I'm one of a kind. Y'all can't take it. I can never leave my spot vacant, cause I'm black. I see crowns and I take it, cause I'm black. I've never been in no spaceship, but I know a UFO when I see it. I know that it's gonna come when I need it. I put faith in God more than Bible reading. Go, I don't play that shit. Address them when you see him. Cops won't kill me cause I'm black. Ops won't drill me cause I'm black. Can't get no job cause I'm black. She won't fuck me cause I'm black. My dad don't like me cause I'm black. But she Hispanic, so she black. Ain't got no time for none of that. Bitch, I'm a Jude, so I'm black. Cops won't kill me cause I'm black. Ops won't drill me cause I'm black. Can't get no job cause I'm black. She won't fuck me cause I'm black. My dad don't like me cause I'm black. But she Hispanic, so she black. Ain't got no time for none of that. Bitch, I'm a Jude, so I'm black. Learn to flip pennies cause I'm black. Know about semis cause I'm black. Yeah, in the hood, we was strapped 10 toes down. We wear sacks. Substitute Israelite with black. And you gotta guess where I'm at. I be with the priest chilling hard. Right on Malcolm X Boulevard. To you niggas, to me the stars. Everything about my life is hard. But I'll never fold, play my cards. You want beef? What's the cause? Watch your mouth, I hit hard. Back up for you need gauze. Everything you say, mad pause. Every move I make is within them laws. And I've been the boss cause it's beneficial. Ask the enemy, I've been official. If not for weed, I've been...
Hey, Shalom, Lord in Christ. It's the priest and officer Walker Bar. This is the law and history class. We're gonna get it in. Let's clap it up. I just thought about that. We don't the other microphone ain't hooked up, huh? Yeah, is it right there? I just thought about that. Yeah, you just gotta check that. Put it in number 2. So you put it right here in the next one. You gotta make sure that it's is it pointed the right way? It's in there. All right. If you could you grab that for me? I think that might be a bot. So yeah, we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna get into changing ourselves. And I was just thinking, man, about black leaders. The leaders that we have in our community, Hispanic, black, everybody has the answer to the problems within our community. Everybody has, a plan of how they're going to fix our community. Everybody, can lay, what they think out as far as what needs to happen and what, how they're going to stop crime and how they're going to do all of that. They have all of the answers. About if you could unmute that mic. I don't think the number 2 is unmuted. They have all of the answers, but they don't have the answer to what our identity is. They don't have that answer. They have all of the accolades and the education, but they don't even know who they are. And so because they don't know who they are, they could never help the plight and the problems of Black and Hispanic people. It can never happen, because in order to help us and truly help us, you have to go back to who we are. And in knowing who we are, then you'll find that a lot of the things that happen to us, a lot of the problems that we have today is at the hands of ourselves. It's not at the hands of our oppressor. Now, he gets the blame for the destruction of what he has done to us. But we live in a time where information is freely open for you to go get. Knowledge is freely open for you to go get. We're not slaves anymore. We're not in chains anymore. We're not getting our eyes plucked out for reading anymore. You understand? So the issues that happen now in our community over a period of time a lot of these things can be fixed, but it's because of our evil and our rebelliousness and not wanting to be righteous anymore, and our adherence to being immoral people and thinking that the immoral way is the good way, and thinking that, you know, the Megan Thee Stallions is how a woman should be, and thinking that a whore should get a ring on her finger, and thinking that a man can just, as a man with money, I can just sleep with any woman because I'm Klay Thompson, and, you know, I can just, because I got, you know, 300 million, I can have my choose of the pick of the litter, and when I'm done with them, I can move on to the next, casually having sex with whatever woman I want and I choose. We think these things are good things, and this is the good life. This is the real life. But the leaders don't understand who we are, and therefore they can't wisely instruct Black and Hispanic people on what to do, or charge Black and Hispanic people on what to do. Not just instruct, but charge you. We warn Black and Hispanic people to change on a daily basis, and we say these things not because we hate our people, but in actuality, we love our people. And now, in actuality, we want to see our people do good. We want to see our people rise. We want to see our people, you know, overcome obstacles and addiction and problems and generational curses. But you can't do that if you're not willing to follow the Lord. You damn sure can't do it if you want to adhere to being an immoral pig, and you want to be immoral, and you want to live your life how you want to live it. If you could, could you give me, this is a rebellious people, when the Lord is instructing, I believe Jeremiah, instructing him to go to the children of Israel, and don't be afraid of their hard looks. Look that up. Don't be afraid of their hard looks, because we have a hard look. We are very, very indifferent to righteousness, especially in these times, man. You damn near can't say anything. All of the hate we get in the I.S.U.P.K, aside from saying the white man is a devil, most of the hate comes from Black and Hispanic people. Most of the ridicule comes from Black and Hispanic people. Most of the mocking comes from Black and Hispanic people, because they do not want to change. They despise change. They despise righteousness. And in fact, when you reject us, you reject the Most High, because we are speaking the words of the Most High. When you reject us, when you say these niggas ain't got the truth, you reject the Most High. You are turning your back to the Most High when he is trying to reach out with stretched forth hands to grab your dumb ass out of the world before he destroys this world with thermonuclear warfare. You got that for me? Let me hear it.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 1, verse 8. Be not afraid of their faces, for I am with thee.
If you could go up one, what does verse 7 say?
Verse 7. For the Lord said unto me, say not, I am a child, for thou shalt go to all that I shall send thee, and whatsoever I command thee, thou shalt speak.
Okay, keep going.
Verse 8. Be not afraid of their faces, for I am with thee to deliver thee, saith the Lord. Then the Lord put forth his hand and touched my mouth.
Is that it on it? Let me see. There's another one. That's not the one I wanted. You going to a rebellious people. Nor their hard looks, KJV.
The phrase "nor their hard looks" comes from the King James.
Let me see. It's give me Ezekiel 2:3. Ezekiel 2:3. Prayers go up for the sister Kalia. She's in labor right now. You know what I mean? Prayers go up.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 2, verse 3.
And
he said unto me, son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel, to a rebellious nation.
To a what?
To a rebellious nation.
So when we're speaking to Black and Hispanic people, whether we're out in the streets or we're online, We're going to a rebellious people. You know, like a teenager is rebellious. They don't like instruction. They don't like to be told what to do. You the parent, you telling them what they're going to do and what they need to do, and they rebel against what you're saying. You're not saying nothing wrong. You're saying something that will help them. You're saying something that will, keep them out of harm's way. When you tell a child, don't make sure you in the house before the lights go off and the street lights go off, you are actually protecting that child. But a rebellious child will say, I'm going to come in when I want to come in. I'm going to do what I want to do. You know what I mean? And that's how the Lord looks at us. And that's what he's sending these priests and prophets out to go speak to. Right. Read that from the top again.
Oh God, the book of Ezekiel chapter 2, verse 3.
Uh-huh.
He said unto me, son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel, to a rebellious house, like to a rebellious nation that hath rebelled against me. They had their faces, they and their faces have transgressed against me unto this very day. For they are impudent children and stiff-hearted. They
impudent children and they stiff-hearted. Go ahead.
And I do send thee unto them, and thou shalt say unto them, thus saith the Lord God, even they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear.
And listen, we're going to say the words of God, whether you hear or you don't hear, whether you believe or you don't believe. It don't make me no difference. But guess what? If you don't hear and you decide to live in your rebelliousness, and you decide I'm going to still smoke weed, I'm going to still eat crab, shrimp, and lobster, I'm going to still be a part of this alternative life community. You can do that thing, but the blood ain't going to be on our hands because we told you, we warned you. We was ringing the bell. We was trying to get you to wake up. We was trying to get you to realize that this is not life. You live a life in America where you're like black people are in some weird utopia where you think life is Cardi B. You think life is Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson. You think that's how your life is supposed to be. That's what you emulate and that's what you idolize. And that is nowhere near the life we're supposed to be living as God's chosen people, right? That is nowhere near the results we're supposed to be getting out of our unions, out of relationships. A woman is supposed to be with one man for the rest of her life. We're not supposed to be, hopping from person to person. A woman is supposed to be given away by her father to the man that she's going to be with for the rest of her life. A man is supposed to be given away by his father. That we have so many checks and balances and so many protections in the Bible that if we would just follow them, the lives of black and brown people would change overnight in this place. But because of our rebelliousness, right? Because of our the Bible said stiff-heartedness, meaning your heart is hard. You don't know what real love is. You don't know how to forgive. You don't know how to let things go. You just angry and mad and rebellious. And your ears are closed to the truth, to the actual things that can save your life. It's in the Bible. This is the same book that is open in the middle in the Psalms, that's set in your grandma's house, that's set in some of y'all have it in the backseat of your car window, that's set in the Christian church that you went to, and you never learned the precepts that would change your life. But you done been around the Bible and people that profess the Bible their whole lives. Why? Why you haven't learned that? Because you follow rebellious leaders. You follow people who would rather follow their oppressor and follow religion instead of following the God in the Bible. Their ears are closed, but the mysteries of the Bible are not closed to the priests and prophets in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. The mysteries are being revealed. They've been being revealed since 1969. Keep reading about.
Verse 6. And thou, son of man, be not afraid of them, neither be afraid of their words. Though briars and thorns be with thee.
Be not afraid of them. Why is he saying that? Because our people are a very hard people to deal with. A rude and disrespectful people. A people that will say whatever that comes to their mind to you. A people that will try to lure you into a trap for you to lose your discipline, right? We're talking to Black and Hispanic people that, you know what I mean, they want to fight. They want to fight. They making threats as you speaking the words of the Bible to them. This is Israel. This is God's chosen people. Niggas, this is who we talk. This is who we're going to.
Right.
This is who we're trying to wake up. This is not an easy job. Most people would say, the hell with trying to do this. Don't nobody want to listen to me. Don't nobody, give a damn about what we saying. They think that we a joke when we are dead serious, because the Most High is dead serious. And like the priest and prophet said before, a wise priest and prophet, a historian said, niggas never learn until they land in the urn. It's unfortunate, but that is because we are so stiff-necked and hard-headed, man. Go ahead.
Oh God, verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
And though it's like, and thou, son of man, be not afraid of them.
Uh-huh.
Neither be afraid of their words. Though briars and thorns be with thee,
Uh-huh.
and thou doest dwell among scorpions, be not afraid of their words,
Mm-hmm.
nor be dismayed at their looks.
He said, so the Lord is comparing you being in the midst of trying to teach his people amongst briars and thorns, right, amongst scorpions. Think about that. That's how rebellious we are. That's how much we as a people, as a group of people, would rather do the wrong thing than the right thing. That when somebody is coming to speak righteousness to us, we are like thorns and briars and like a scorpion. What does a scorpion do? A scorpion stings. A scorpion is poisonous. What do thorns do? They poke you. They hurt. You ever try to pick a rose and then see the thorn? You get an unpleasant surprise trying to pick a rose. Remember, as a little kid, I used to try to pick roses from my grandma and from my mom. Yeah, you better have your eyes open, because those thorns is damn near invisible sometimes, and they're the same color as the stem. And they sharp like a needle that you get shot at the doctor. But that's the experience with dealing with our people. With having to you learn this truth, and you're like, damn, man, we God's chosen people. Man, Jesus Christ is Black, man. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to, spread this truth. I'm ready to wake up some more brothers like I was waking up. And then you get out there and they saying, nigga, who is you? Nigga, you look like a Power Ranger, nigga. What the fuck you talking about? That's a white man's book. I can't never believe nobody that believed a white man book. The white man wrote that book. That book enslaved us.
Right.
That's what you're dealing with when you're dealing with Israel. Go ahead, Abba.
Like, if I could, that just confirms to me more that we in the school of the prophets, that this is the school that the Lord dwells in. Because that's exactly what we experienced. Same thing Christ experienced, and all the prophets experienced in days of old. We experience that now. Everything you're saying is exactly what went down in the Bible. So that just affirms to me that this is the school where the Spirit of the Lord dwells. Damn right.
Like we literally go through what the prophets went through. Right. You know what I mean? Aside from, anybody losing their lives, but Abba Bivens lost his life to the Muslims because speaking this truth. You know what I mean? Keep reading.
Verse 7. So like, though they be a rebellious house, verse 7.
Uh-huh.
And thou shalt speak my words unto them, whether they were here or whether they were forbeared.
Uh-huh.
For they are most rebellious.
They are most rebellious. Ooh, they overly evil, wicked, and rebellious. They do not want to hear. Like, we literally are a people that will call a evil thing good. Our people think that a woman professing herself to be a whore, to sleep with multiple men and to take men from other women, to sleep with other women's men, right? And that's what she stands on. And I'm using Megan Thee Stallion as an example. Our women believe that is goals to be a hot girl. They believe that's goals. And that is so backwards. That is so opposite of what a woman should be. It is so opposite, right? And then with a man, we believe that, if a nigga look at me, it's go time. It's time to, let this nigga have it. It's time to walk him down, just for him looking at me. And there's nothing wrong with that. That is a evil, wicked people. Black and brown people, you are evil, wicked people. And you were an evil, wicked people in the time of Jeremiah and Ezekiel. You were the evilest, wickedest people that the Lord still had mercy on. Ain't that something? The Lord still had mercy and is still stretching forth his hand through his prophets to say, come back, wake up, go ahead.
Like it said earlier in the scripture, the Lord repented.
Yeah.
The Lord repenting, making people crazy, and he still has mercy.
Yeah, the Israelites are so wicked. The Lord said, I'm done with the Israelites. I'll make a people out of you, Moses. Like, yeah, I'll make a people out of you, because these niggas is stiff-necked, hard-headed, just wicked Negroes. You know what I mean? And that goes back to what I was just saying earlier. Like, we ride and we blaze on the white man until the sun burn out. But that doesn't negate the fact of our responsibility to be righteous people also. You know what I'm saying? We like it's twofold. There's two parts to this thing. One thing is like waking up our people to understand the white man is the devil. And you know what? Black and Hispanic people understand that part. For some reason, they understand it. They be like, they don't say it out loud, but they see another brother, they be talking at the job, they be like, yeah, the white man, the devil, man. Yeah, man, these white people, man, they know that part. You know what I'm saying? They get that part. They get that part. But when it comes to changing, when it comes to not smoking weed, when it comes to what is another one? Celebrating holidays, when it comes to what you say? Being a hot girl, I mean, what they call it, hot girls or city girl? City girl. Being a city girl. When it comes to not sleeping with other men's wives, when it comes to not sleeping with white women, different women outside of your race, these things we just cannot let go. Oh, pork is another one. Right. I was just talking to somebody about that. Like we cannot let it go. You know what I'm saying? We cannot let those things go. It can kind of understand because of slavery. Yeah, the white man is the devil. Because of oppression, yeah, he's the devil. That's about as far as they get. You know what I mean? Let go smoking weed. Oh my goodness! You asking a man to be able to raise some animal from the dead. You say, brother, you're gonna have to stop smoking weed. And be like, damn, that. Are you serious? That's impossible. Weed is from the earth. Like God made weed. Weed heads have 1,001 excuses of why they should keep smoking. They have 1,001 excuses of why they should keep on smoking. Let me, it was made from the earth. Well, brother, alcohol is a drug. I got a job. I smoke weed and I go to work and I hustle just fine. I do my job just fine. I'm alert. I play the video game. I'm alert. They make up all the excuses to keep smoking weed, right? I'm sorry. Keep going. I don't want to keep talking.
Oh, God. Verse 8. Thou son of man, hear what I say unto thee. Be not thou rebellious like that rebellious house. Open thy mouth and eat what I give thee. And when I looked, behold, an hand was sent unto me, and lo, a roll of a book was therein. And he spread it before me, and it was written within and without. And there was written therein lamentations and mourning and woe.
You can stop that. Yeah, lamentations, mourning and woe, because that's what's coming if our people don't change. And like I said again, we are people who are a moralist people, and we have fallen into this trap of being just like our oppressor. That's why I said, black people, you live this life and you think like, man, this is, I want to be a rapper. I want to be a singer. And we don't even see the evil in our doings. We don't see the evil. Like women is defending Megan Thee Stallion right now. Women are talking about putting curses and hexes on Klay Thompson over this. They're talking about, oh yeah, in 3 days, his Achilles is going to give out. I was like, God damn. We have become slaves to this world when we really should be becoming slaves to Christ. We're just going to say something.
Have you seen them launch the cheap birthday?
I seen that, and I said, You know, our mentality is that of a 14-year-old. I'm just gonna keep it real. The mentality with a lot of our women and brothers is like you're a teenager and you're a grown person, right? Your reaction, your emotionalism, the way you react to something that doesn't even have nothing to do with your personal life, like a celebrity, like what's going on with celebrities, that doesn't have anything to do with your personal life. And the reaction online is that of a child that people have, their emotional knee-jerk reaction. They say things and say do this and they choose their side when you should be choosing the side of righteousness. You should be choosing the side of what's right and what's wrong, but we don't even have a basis to go off of. Our right and wrong is the Christian church, and the Christian church's right and wrong is, hey, you slip up, you can come and ask God for forgiveness. You know, it ain't no real foundation of what is righteousness. It's all about you and about, you know, how what your relationship is with God. And that can be anything. You can make up anything you want to make up. You can have any standard that you want to have. You can be a stripper in a prayer circle in the strip club praying to God. That actually happens. If you didn't know, that actually happens. You can be whatever you want in Jesus' name. But you can't do that according to Yahweh, the Most High. Right. You can't do that to what's actually, according to what's actually in the scriptures. Not Christian theology, not what pastors and men say in the traditions of men, but what is actually in the Bible. If you could, I'm going to fast forward. I want to talk a little bit about this Megan and stuff. If you could give me a wicked man is given to a wicked woman is given to a wicked man. I'm paraphrasing, but everybody is, you know, going crazy and berserk over this story of Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson. And let me just pull this picture up. They going crazy, and it's inevitable, right? We grew up in a time where we all know when you see these celebrities getting together, they are not going to stay together. You understand? And more importantly, these industries breed these type of broken relationships. So what I mean is when you look at entertainers, how many entertainers you see that actually get together and be with people for the rest of their life and have a successful marriage? It's always something that comes out, some type of cheating, some type of infidelity all the time. When you talk about Klay Thompson, I didn't know this because I only looked at Klay Thompson on the basketball court. I only know him from that. I didn't really look at Klay Thompson in his personal life. In fact, I don't know none of these niggas' personal life, right? But I was an avid, person that played, a fan or a person that played basketball, so I would pay attention to basketball every now and then. Once I got in the truth, you know, sports don't really mean anything anymore to me. But Klay Thompson was a splash brother, very successful. He was like a duel with Steph Curry, you know what I mean, and won 4 championships. So he's established there. But I seen where Klay Thompson, he done had multiple different women. And these sisters ain't these some bad sisters. I mean, these is some bad. I don't know if they was all sisters. I know 2 of them for sure were sisters, right? But my thing is that Klay Thompson is a man of prestige and money because, you know, he's a successful pro athlete. And successful pro athletes, black men, whether it's the NBA, basketball, football, whatever the case it may be, they make horrible decisions all the time, fresh out of college, fresh out of high school. I don't know if anybody know about Zion Williams. I follow Zion Williams when he was in high school because he just looked like an absolute beast. Can jump out of gym, big and bulky, the size like the size of LeBron, but a stupid, crazy vertical leap. Zion Williams gets into the NBA and gets with some woman that has all type of plastic surgery, and I'm like, what the hell are you thinking? But this is a common theme when it comes to young black men that you give millions of dollars to. They coming from the hood and they get millions of dollars. And now they have all of these options, but they don't have any wisdom. just like a poor black man in the ghetto. You know what I mean? A poor black man got a lot of options too. He get a lot of women too, but he doesn't have any wisdom. And so he gets with this woman and he throws them away. Gets with another one, throws them away. That's what Klay Thompson did. I seen his history. I was like, damn, he has the problem too. He didn't learn. He's not like a Steph Curry. He's not like Steph Curry that just got married and had kids. He's like, he's trying to play The Bachelor. Now we go to Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion. What do I need to say? Y'all already know what I'm going to say. She promotes to black women of being a whore, being a thought pocket 101. You understand? I'm gonna sleep with your man. I'm gonna take your man. I'm gonna F your man. I'm gonna twerk everywhere I go. You know, that is the culture of that city girl, hot girl shit. Excuse my language. That is the culture of that thing. And black women eat it up and love it. They eat it up and love it. You know what I mean? They love that, you know, to be liberated and free and sexualize yourself. There was a time when it came to music that, you know, black women had lyrics, you know what I'm saying? And I still do think a lot of these sisters got lyrics, but everything is talking about sex and twerking and dropping it hot and being half naked and sleeping with multiple men. Literally being what the Bible says don't be. Everybody is up in arms about this breakup like it was like they were supposed to be married. They wasn't married. They was just sleeping together. And for both of them, it wasn't the first and it wouldn't be the last. I'll be real with you. They posted a picture of the different men. There's a meme of the different men that had sex with Megan Thee Stallion. And I looked at that and I felt bad for Megan Thee Stallion. I ain't gonna even lie. I felt bad because I'm like, God damn, this is the reality of our sisters. And this is the reality of not having a father. And it goes back to not even knowing who you are and being in the truth. This is the reality. This is how our people are living right now. It's ugly. It's ugly. But all in all, it's the thing. A wicked woman is given to a wicked man. Klay Thompson and Megan Thee Stallion are the same. And many of y'all are the same as them. And you get together with people, right? And you say, and then when you break up, you say, you know, this man, he did this. This woman, she did this. When in reality, y'all were meant for each other because y'all are the same. Y'all don't get locked on that stuff about what, I don't know who made that up. Opposites attract. No, the Bible says that people that are similar end up with each other. Okay, if you could, let me hear that.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 26, verse 23. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man.
A wicked woman is given to a portion, is given as a portion to a wicked man. So what you talking about, you know, Klay Thompson, whatever, you know, brothers are saying online, they're saying, well, Klay Thompson, he did what he was supposed to do. He wasn't supposed to stay with her. He was supposed to, you know, try it out and leave. That's so evil, right? That's so evil and that's so irresponsible. You're destroying your people when you do that. According to the Bible, you sleep with a woman, you should stay with that woman. There should be no reason other than infidelity that you would leave that woman. Either she lay with another man or, you know, she's deceased. That's the only reason why you should leave another woman. Now, if that woman leaves you because maybe, you know, she's unhappy or she's going through something in her mind or her girlfriends tell her she should leave you, that sin is not on you. Whatever you do, you stay. And vice versa with the woman. You should never leave a man. Now, she left him for cheating. And let me just tell you something. According to the Bible, a man can have as many women as he wants. But also, that's up to you. That's your preference. That's your preference. But the idea of monogamy that is pushed onto our people is a European and further back Roman legislated concept, meaning the Romans made it a law that you had to be monogamous. And during Roman times, every other culture They didn't have no such law like that where you had to be with one person. Okay. Now in the scriptures, you don't have to be with multiple women. That is not a law, and it's not a law against you having more than one woman. But that's why she left him. She left him because he was not monogamous. But more than that, because of the way we think in this society, a lot of men, what you end up doing is not realizing that your nature is to have more than one woman. But because you think you're supposed to be monogamous, what you do is you lie and you sneak and you try to not be seen with the other woman and try to do your dirt on the low. When in reality, especially a man like Klay Thompson, because women always say that, oh yeah, a man can have more wives if he's rich, but if he's broke, he can't have more than one wife. Well, Klay Thompson is worth $300 million. He should have had the balls to tell Megan, like, listen, I'm gonna be with other women. But because of monogamy, he couldn't do that. Because that's the monogamy in his head, saying you're only supposed to be with one woman. And so having more than one woman is always on trial. It's always ostracized. Polygamy is always ostracized, and people, turn their head up to it. But when I look around, I only see people who are in monogamous relationships, the one that are cheating, the one that are sneaking, the one that had them sneaky links. You know what I'm saying? And so when people are going back and forth online about this situation, listen, they were the same. Klay Thompson is no better than Megan Thee Stallion. All right. They both need the law, statute, and commandments. They both need to know who they are. People like that they're in that world. But what happened with them happens in the black community, in the brown community every day with regular average people. Every day, people are breaking up because of cheating, because of this, or just having multiple sex partners and casually having sex like you are going to try out a used car at a car dealership. That is a fact. Read it again, please.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 26, verse 23. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man. But a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord.
Now a godly woman is given to him who feared the Lord. Do Klay Thompson fear the Lord? Nah, he don't fear the Lord because he just had 3 or 4, 5, 6 baddies. Some of the women look better than Megan, my opinion. Some of them look better than Megan Thee Stallion. And it's like, okay, what was wrong with them? Well, it doesn't matter what was wrong with them once you have sex with them. You should have stayed with that woman. But had you had that knowledge, if you had that understanding, you know what I mean, you wouldn't be in this predicament right now. But a godly woman is given to a man, a righteous man.
Right.
You're going to get what you deserve. The Lord is going to give you what you deserve. Miss me with all that opposites attract. Yeah, he's bipolar, she's a narcissist, or I don't know. He's, she's high energy, he's kicked back. No, you got what you deserved because you made the wrong decision, because you was too hot in the pans to get to know the woman. And hell, it don't take much to get to know a celebrity because their whole life is before the whole world. He didn't have to look, and he didn't have to, inquire about Megan. Her whole get down is online. Kamala Harris used Megan Thee Stallion to come twerk and sing during her campaign run. Shows you what they think about black people, what she thought about black people.
Right.
You said, this is what y'all like. Y'all like twerking and shit. This is what you like. A woman objectifying herself and sexualizing herself. We can go on and on about the music, and there's so many layers to it. The so-called Jewish man is the one that's cutting those checks. It's so many layers to it. Our people come out of poverty. You coming out of a home where you got 5, 6 cousins living on your grandma's couch, growing up together. And the minute somebody offers you something, a way to get out of that poverty, you're going to take it. And then you're going to make the type of music that they want you to make. This music is disgusting, and it destroys our young girls and women. And if you're gonna, if you are a person that would say, well, the little kids shouldn't be watching it, you don't give a damn about your people, because there's no way to stop little children from seeing these things in some form or fashion. The same way with the male, like men, the music in the Black community, as far as from the man's perspective, from the man's side, it has always been criticized, especially when it started to turn to gangster rap. And now look where it's at. It's drill music. And music does have power. People don't understand that. I'm going off a little bit, y'all. Y'all just bear with me. Music has a lot of power. Spoken word has a lot of power. It's called propaganda. The Jewish people learned that in Nazi Germany when the Germans made propaganda against them. They would say negative things about them on loudspeakers, on radio stations. They would paint pictures of them and put them up on billboards. And that's how you turn a people against another people. That's how you brainwash a whole civilization. And so music is the same way. Music is very powerful, in where it can change your emotions. Music is that powerful. It can change your emotions. It can put you in a mood. It can put you in a different spirit. Now think about the music Megan Thee Stallion makes, Cardi B makes, Sexy Red makes. I don't know none of these new niggas over that's in the drill scene. All I can say is what's the one that died from O Block? King Von. Think about the music King Von made. Think about the music. What's the one that's like a Lil Durk make? Think about that type of music. It's the type of energy that it is putting out to the youth. And there you have it. But getting back to what I was saying, these two people were the same. And the scripture tells you that. Now, if you could give me the immoral woman. Don't look at her eyelids. It's like in Proverbs. Then I got some history for y'all. We're gonna go into the biblical family. I might be using too much time. We're gonna talk about a few more things, and this will be very, very informational. Trying to get back in my history bag. Y'all know, I used to bring out a lot of history, especially archaeology. Ready? Okay.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 5, verse 1. My son, attend unto my wisdom and bow thine ear to my understanding, that thou mayest regard discretion, and that thy lips may keep knowledge. For the lips of a strange woman drop as in honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil, but her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. Her feet go down to death, her steps take hold on hell.
So you gotta, what happens a lot is people look at the outward appearance of a lot of women. A man will look at the outward appearance. He'll look at her lips. He'll look at her eyelashes and, the makeup and the beauty, the outward beauty, right? But you're making a very bad mistake by just going off of that. And many people are upset at Klay Thompson because they're saying, look at her. Look how beautiful Megan Thee Stallion is. I agree. Megan Thee Stallion is beautiful. All our sisters are beautiful. I agree. But not all our sisters are of quality, right? Not until they learn the truth of who they are and how to carry themselves. That's when they really become special, right? And so you got to be careful when you're dealing with women and you just looking at a woman for her outward appearance and what she looks like, because you could be going down an ugly road. And then now according to the Bible, you didn't have sex with her, so you're married to her. But you don't know these things. Klay Thompson doesn't know this. A lot of brothers in the world don't know this. So now that you done got with this woman, you done laid with this woman because of her beauty, you find out that she's a damn demon. She's a monster. Well, you should have took your time to find out who this woman was. That's what you should have did. You should have took your time. You know what I mean? And that's what we teach in the Israelite School, Universal Practical Knowledge. It's not just what we teach. It's biblical. Right. It's the culture it's Israelite culture. And I'll go even farther and say it's not just Israelite culture. Many cultures practice that same thing in the Levant. And even to this day, many cultures practice this that type of courtship where you meet the father, he meets your father, there's a dowry paid, and there's just checks and balances put in place so that you don't create something, you don't create a broken family. Because that's what we're doing right now in the black community. Klay Thompson didn't get Megan pregnant, but a lot of you niggas get the woman pregnant. You get her pregnant. And then what comes out of that? Because now you found out she's a monster, and she really is being a monster because you're not there. And, she just went through all of this with this child, given birth, but she doesn't know you and you don't know her. So now y'all separate. Now she put you on child support, and now you're not around. And now there is a child that grows up in a broken, fractured family. They're already is at odds because they're growing up as a black child or a brown child in America. Now they're a black and brown child that doesn't have both parents in a support system. Because number one, the woman was too hot in the ass. Number two, the brother was too hot in the pants. I hope somebody is actually getting something from this. I hope somebody sees this video and you've been that person, you've been that woman, and you've been that man, and that you actually start taking some self-accountability and looking at yourself and taking responsibility for the dumb stuff you have done in the past and saying, you know what, I'm gonna do better, or I've learned something now. Now I know I'm not gonna do this anymore. Right. Anyway, I'm gonna drop that now. I want to get the Bible. If you could give me what I want. Let's get Genesis 41. I want to read this. No, before you get that, just hold that. We'll get this one. Give me Acts 1 and 20. We're going to talk about a little bit about casting lots. Read a few precepts on casting lots. Acts 1 and 20. I'm get 1 and 23. I'm just assuming or making an estimate. Go ahead.
This is the book of Acts 1 verse 23.
And
they appointed two, Joseph called Barabbas, who was surnamed Justice, and Matthias. And they prayed.
Oh, if you could, well, let's just start. Let's go 23. Let's start at 20.
Okay. This is the book of Acts chapter 1 verse 20. For it is written in the book of Psalms, let his habitation be desolate, and let no man dwell therein, and his bishopric let another take. Wherefore of these men which have come accompanied with us all that time that the Lord Yahushua went in and out among us, beginning from the baptism of John unto the same day that he was taken up from us. Must one be ordained to be a witness with us of his resurrection? And they appointed two, Joseph called Barabbas, who was surnamed Justice, and Matthias. So this is when they add in two apostles to him, right? And so he said they called two. And appointed two. I'm sorry, keep reading. Joseph called Barabbas, who was surnamed Justice, and Matthias. And they prayed and said, Thou Lord, which knowest the hearts of all men, show whether of these two thou hast chosen, that he may take part of this ministry and apostleship, from which Judas by transgression fell, that he might go to his own place.
So they was trying to replace Judas. So they have two brothers, Matthias and Joseph. What did he say? Joseph or Barabbas? What did he say?
Joseph called Barabbas, surnamed Justice, and Matthias.
So these two brothers they got, and they basically trying to fill a spot, right? And then they prayed. What did he say when he prayed?
And they prayed and said, Thou Lord, which knowest the hearts of all men, show whether of these two thou hast chosen.
So they asked the Lord to show which one of these two brothers is chosen to take up the stead, and fill that spot. Keep reading.
Oh God, that he may take part of this ministry and apostleship, which Judas by transgression fell, that he might go to his own place. Verse 26, and they gave forth their lots, and the lot fell upon Matthias, who was numbered with the 11 apostles.
So they cast lots. They all cast their lots, And the number fell on Mattathias, and he was numbered with the 11 apostles. So you would cast lots, right? What is casting lots? Anybody? Anybody? Let's see. Anybody in here in the chat? What is casting lots? I'm gonna wait for a second. All right, Trooper Shakat said dice. Yeah, yeah, that's right. Casting lots is, casting lots is the act of using instruments to get a desired result. So it's like using what we know today as dice. I'll go with that. I'll go with you, what Shakat, and what Shalat said. All right. Now, Abad, if you could, let's get a little bit more. Let's give me Proverbs 16 and 33.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 33. The lot is cast into the lap, but the whole disposing thereof is of the Lord.
So meaning you cast the lots, but the Lord is the one that makes the judgment. You cast the lots, but where the lot falls on is of the Lord, basically. Now give me Proverbs 18 and 18.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 18. The lot causeth contentions to cease, and parteth between the mighty.
It says the lot causes contentions to cease. So when you cast in lots, you know what I mean, you getting a definitive answer. Think of casting lots like flipping a coin. Tails or they flip a coin to who gonna take out the ball in basketball. They flip a coin to, don't they flip a coin when they race? When they start a race? I'm tripping. Football? Oh yeah, what side? Yeah, what side? Yeah. Yeah. So think of casting lots like that, okay? Let's see. Let me see. I think we got enough. Go ahead, Abadi. You want to say something?
Another thing to reaffirm that this was niggas in the Bible. This is what Moses was doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The Urim and the Thummim. Those are some of the two things that are in the Ark of the Covenant.
That's right.
Shooting dice, trying to decide what to do.
What other people? That's what you about to say?
Who else does that?
Yeah.
That was us.
What other people y'all ever see like just shooting craps? You see, white man. This is for a lot of things. That's our culture. That now we understand that a lot of people braid hair. We understand, like, white people braid hair and stuff. But what other culture you see wear cornrows? Like, really? What other culture like really see rock their froze the way we rock them? What other culture you see that says brother to perfect strangers? You know how many times I've been in different places? I've been in different states, and I see a black man and say, "What's good, brother? Hey, brother." Like, it's like a universal thing with us that we talk that way. Don't other people talk like that? You even get people that are not black that will call you brother. It's like they switch up their lingo for you as a black man. Hey, brother. But they don't talk like that amongst their people. You understand? What other people is like that? Nobody. No other people was like that. You know what I mean? So I want to go into this archaeology real quick, we go a little deeper into casting lots. All right. Let me I'm gonna pull this up. So this is what they look like in biblical times, okay? So this is what we know as casting lots, Israelite astrology or dice. In ancient Israel, astrology, the ankle or the knuckle bones of sheep, goats, and cattle were versatile objects used for gaming, divination, and ritual protection. Archaeological finds across the southern Levant reveal that these small bones were common in daily life, serving both secular and sacred purposes from the Iron Age through the Hellenistic period. Gaming and gambling. Astrogoli functioned as early dice because of their 4 distinct sides. They could be thrown to achieve different values. Okay. So this is what they look like. You understand? Like in ancient times. Dice. That's what they look like. Let me drop this. And once again, the question is always posed is, who else does that? Right. Now, and this was used for it said for that for gaming, people just playing, just having fun, and for gambling, making some bread, making some money, gambling. That goes against also what people talk about, and we know this in the truth is that, you know, Christians say that gambling is a sin. When gambling is not a sin, no more than drinking alcohol is a sin. Now, if you're gambling and you're gambling to the point where you done lost everything and you're putting up your house and you're putting up your car, that's a sin. The same as if you're drinking alcohol and you get drunk and belligerent and you want to fight, that's a sin. Right. You want to fight it. I know y'all know some drunks like that. They get drunk and they want to fight. The scriptures say if you want to be merry, which is, you know, you want to have a good time and be in good spirits. Excuse me. Spirits is another word that they use for alcohol. But you want to be in good spirits, you have a little drink. Also talks about if you have, you know, like an infirmity, you know, have a little drink, you know, to settle your stomach. I'm paraphrasing. You know, there's many reasons to drink, but if you're going to be drinking just to get out of your mind and you get in a fight and you arguing and you saying wicked, evil things, and then the next day you don't even remember what you said, you're an alcoholic. And that's against the Bible. That's against the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So, 1 second, let me see. Yeah, they did. That's Mark 15 and 24. Let's give me Mark 15 and 24. The brother said, Salaki, sir, didn't they, if I may, didn't they cast lots for Christ's garment? I mean, I would cast lots for some of these niggas' garments in the truth. Some of you brothers' garments in the truth be so far. I'll cast a lot for some of Thamawan's garments. I'll cast a lot for some of Gadiawan's garments. I'll cast a lot for one of Jenner Mahaiman's garments. Con.
The book of Mark, chapter 15, verse 24. And when they had crucified him, they parted his garments, casting lots upon them what every man should take.
That's crazy. They cast lots for Christ's garment after they crucified him, saying, I want this, I want that. Yeah, give me them armbands. Give me that girdle. I want his headpiece. That's crazy. But like I said, man, I cast lots for some brothers. Some of these brothers be so fly, garments be out of this world. I'll cast lots for it. Respectfully, of course. Okay. Yeah, so that's that. That's casting lots, you rolling the dice. You casting a lot, you rolling the dice. What we gonna do? Think of it like we in today's time, you shooting craps. You shake them up, roll them, or it fell on a number. Oh, you win, you got it. It's a different ways to cast lots, right? It's a lot of different ways, different versions of casting lots. Casting lots can be paper, rock, scissors. That can be casting lots. Casting lots can be flipping a coin, heads, tails. That can be casting lots. It's just a way of saying, okay, the decision is out of both our hands. However it falls, how it falls. But they believed in that time, how it fell was of the Lord. That's what we read in Proverbs. We read that in Proverbs 16 and 33. That's how they felt. Okay, on serious matters, however this lot go, Lord, should we go to war? Should we go up and fight these people? Let's cast a lot. You know what I mean? And how it falls is like, we got to answer from the Lord. You know what I mean? Well, you casting lots for a pair of Jordans. I don't think the Lord is in that. Okay. Like, yeah. Who gonna get Uncle shoe? Uncle passed away. Who gonna get his shoes? He had a cold shoe collection. We gonna cast lots for each pair. We're gonna roll the dice. We're gonna flip a coin for each pair. I don't think the Lord is in that one. He ain't gonna be in that one, right? So now what I want to get is let's get the famine, the biblical famine. Talk about some archaeology on the biblical famine in Egypt. We're gonna bring that out. So if you could, what did I ask for? Genesis 4, Genesis 41. That's where we'll be going. Genesis 41. Okay. Start verse 1.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 41, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to pass at the end of 2 full years that Pharaoh dreamed, even behold, he stood by the river. And behold, there came up out of the river 7 well-favored kine and fat flesh, and they fed in the meadow. And behold, 7 other kine came up after them out of the river, ill-favored and lean flesh, and stood by the other kine upon the brink of the river. And the ill-favored and lean flesh kine did eat up of 7 well-favored and fat kine. So Pharaoh awoke, and he slept and dreamed of the second time, and behold, 7 ears of corn came upon one stalk, rank and good.
Mm-hmm.
And behold, 7 thin ears and blasted with the east wind sprung up after them. And the 7 thin ears devoured the 7 rank and full ears. And Pharaoh awoke, and behold, it was a dream.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to pass in the morning that his spirit was troubled, and he sent and called for all the magicians of Egypt and all the.
So Pharaoh was troubled. He had these dreams with the corn, with the kine. What was it? Cows? With the cattle, right? The lean cattle and the fat cattle. The lean cattle ate up the fat cattle. Then he had the lean corn stalks that ate up the 7 fat corn stalks. So in each time, the lean is eating up the fatted ones, right? And so he woke up and he was troubled over this thing. Go ahead, let me know when you're ready.
And all the wise men thereof, Pharaoh told them his dream, but there was none that could interpret them unto Pharaoh.
So none of the wise men in Egypt could interpret this dream to the Pharaoh. He wanted an answer to this dream. And let me just go sidebar real quick for dreams, right? Every dream you have, it doesn't mean it means anything. We have dreams all the time, but that doesn't mean you're a goddamn psychic, okay? Right. You're not a psychic. You don't know what you're talking about. Just leave it alone. Just let it go. You know what I mean? Unless it's something that is absolute and something that it reoccurs, something that there's been times, okay, there's been one time when I had a dream that actually happened, okay? But I have dreams all the time, and I think nothing of them. I think nothing of a dream. I've had a vision before. The vision, I know it was a vision because it was an end time vision. But I have dreams all the time. And sometimes you have dreams that trouble you. Sometimes you have dreams where you lose people that you love in your family, dreams that just don't make sense, and people are in your dream and you wondering why were they in the dream. Don't use a lot of energy trying to decipher a dream. Dreams come in the multitude of busyness. Like you having a dream can come because you have a lot of stuff on your mind. That's it. Maybe a dream comes because you ate too much. A dream can come for a lot of reasons, and you'll know if it's truly meant for something, for you to take something from it. But I would say 95, maybe 90, 98.5 out of 100 times, your dreams mean absolutely nothing. Okay, keep going. Go ahead.
Like, the only way you can possibly dream, a lot of us don't. It's like levels to your sleep.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm pretty sure you know, rapid eye movement sleep, REM sleep.
Yeah.
It's like the deepest level of sleep, and it's the only time you dream.
Okay.
But a lot of the times you go to sleep and you wake up like dang, I just went to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you
don't even feel like you would sleep for that long. So
right.
A lot of the times you're not even dreaming. You just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a lot of times you hell, I feel like I be thinking, well, I'll be sleep. I'll be thinking about things I gotta do. I'll be thinking about, oh, I gotta do this tomorrow. I gotta do this. I'm not necessarily a deep sleeper, but when I'm tired, I'm tired. I can go to sleep. I can go to sleep. And then another thing I wanted to add to what I said about dreams is that many times you realize that you have a dream that is just out of this world. And then you wake up and you can't even remember it. You can't remember no details, but you know it was just, oh, it was all that. You know, that's why I said, don't get caught up in that. Don't get caught up in, oh yeah, my dream. The star came, a star came over the building, and then that means that, what I'm saying, World War III is gonna happen, and the little kids was crying, and so what that's telling me is that all the people are gonna be crying. No, nigga, no, it don't mean anything. It don't mean anything. You know what I mean? But I'm not to negate the fact that the Lord will use anybody for a sign and a prophecy. All right. Where we at?
Verse 9. Then spake the chief butler unto Pharaoh, saying, I do remember my fault this day, saying I do. So like Pharaoh was wroth with his servants, and put me in war inward with the captains of the guard's house, both me and the chief baker. And he dreamed a dream in one night, and how he dreamed each man according to the interpretation of his dream. And there was with us a young man in Hebrew, servant to the captain of the guard. And we told him, and he interpreted us our dreams, to each man according to his dream he did interpret. And it came to pass, as he interpreted to us, so it was. Me he restored unto my office, and him he hanged. So like, then Pharaoh sent unto and called Joseph. So
Pharaoh heard about Joseph. Joseph was in prison because I believe the Pharaoh's wife tried to come on to Joseph. And Joseph was like, hey, I'm cool. But as Joseph tried to flee her, a piece of his garment ripped. Am I right about it? A piece of his garment ripped. And when she told the Pharaoh, her proof was the fact that she had a piece of Joseph's garment. So Joseph was put in prison because of that, even though he did nothing wrong. But while he's in prison, he is interpreting dreams. And what he is saying is actually happening in real life. And the Pharaoh heard about this. And so the Pharaoh, he inquired about Joseph. Go ahead.
Verse 13, and it came to pass, as he interpreted to us, so it was. Me he restored unto mine office, and him he hanged. Then Pharaoh sent and called Joseph, and they brought him hastily out of the dungeon. And he shaved himself, and changed his raiment, and came in unto Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, I have dreamed a dream, and there is none that can interpret it. And I have heard say of thee, that thou canst understand a dream to interpret it. And Joseph answered Pharaoh, saying, it is not in me. God shall give Pharaoh an answer of peace. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, in my dream, behold, I stood up on the bank of the river.
You can skip past Pharaoh telling him the exact thing we just read about the seven kind.
Verse 28. This is the thing which I have spoken unto Pharaoh. What God is about to do, he showed unto Pharaoh. Behold, there came 7 years of great plenty throughout all the land of Egypt. And there shall arise after them 7 years of famine, and all the plenty shall be forgotten in the land of Egypt, and the famine shall consume the land. Verse 31, and the plenty shall not be known in the land by reason of the famine following, or it shall be very grievous.
So Joseph said the interpretation of those lean cows and those lean stocks eating the 7 fat cows and stocks is that there's going to be a time of fatness in Egypt where you're going to have all of the, all that you can gather from the crops. And then there's going to be a time where it's going to be very lean, where it's going to be a drought. It's going to be a famine. And you're not going to even be able to remember how luxuriously good you was eating just 7 years ago, because it's going to be that bad. Right? Is there any more on that? That was it. So in the story, we went over this, we went over this a minute ago about there was a man named Imhotep, right? He's named Imhotep in history. He was under the first pharaoh named Dozier, and there was a famine at this time. And Imhotep he was an architect of these large granaries, where in Egypt they can go right now and you can find these granaries, and they're huge granaries to store grain underground, and they still have grain from this time period in them, from ancient grain, of course, right? And so that brings me to this piece of archaeology, which is the famine stele. Okay. Now, this is the famine stele, right? It is an inscription written in Egyptian hieroglyphics located on the Sahel Island in the Nile near Aswan, Egypt, which tells of a 7-year period of drought and famine during the reign of Pharaoh Dozier. So let me put this. Let me remove this. So the famine stele is a record of the famine. Now, it was written thousands of years after the famine, but they found many records like this in different places because remember, in the scriptures, the famine was so great. You had people from other nations coming to Egypt to buy grain. And Joseph was so smart in how he thought ahead of time to store the grain that they had plenty of grain to give out. They had so much grain in the historical record. This is not biblical, but his history says that Joseph he became so powerful, right? The Bible says that he was second in charge of all of Egypt. Joseph was literally buying up all of the land from the common folk in Egypt, to where, think of it like all of the common folk are buying up. They're selling their land or plots of their land for grain, but they had such a surplus of grain because Joseph's dream allowed them to think ahead of time before that drought came and to gather as much as they could and store as much as they could, to where they was selling the grain and they were selling it to the Egyptian, the common Egyptian folk. And so the Pharaoh became super rich because of Joseph. He became so rich because now, because of all this stored up grain, they are buying all of the land of Egypt up. So he became rich. And of course, it talks about that in the Bible, how Joseph made Egypt great. He made it rich because of his very good planning. Go ahead, Aunt.
Like if I could, Joseph's name in the Hebrew Yahweh means everything he touches
shall prosper. See? Everything he touched shall prosper. Now, this is a record. It's written in stone. They said the Bible ain't real. I don't know. Somebody told me the Bible wasn't real. But every time I look around and I do a little research, I find something that proves that the Bible is real. That's written in stone. This is an Egyptian hieroglyphic in Aswan, meaning we're at the border. We're at the southern border of where Egypt meets Nubia. And if you didn't know, let me just add a little more to that. If you didn't know, if you didn't know, Aswan, Egypt, is also an area when the Persians took over Egypt in, I say 538 BC, about 530 BC, when the Persians took over Egypt, if I'm correct. Look that up. You can fact check me. When the Persians ruled over Egypt, when they were in charge of Egypt, in this same area, you had a garrison of Israelites that were mercenaries. They built a whole community in Aswan, Egypt. And in this community, they were writing letters to the kings and the priests in Jerusalem. And these letters are asking them, how do they run the high holy day service? Asking them, how do they structure the temple? How to do this on certain matters. These papers are called the Brooklyn Papyrus. They exist to this day, proving that Israelites were deep down in Egypt, where the border meets the Nubian border. Okay, that's your history lesson for that. Okay, but what this proves is that the famine actually is real. What we just read in the Bible, that 7 years of famine. This artifact talks about that 7 years of famine. Talks about everything that happened in the Bible and Egypt being prepared. Now the famine is also talked about in different regions. It's talked about all over the world. So it was a worldwide event, just like the flood is talked about in different civilizations, because it was a worldwide event. A lot of different people have a flood story. It's just not a biblical story. So it means that it was a worldwide event, and a lot of people were affected by the flood as well. A lot of nations were affected by this famine. That's why the Bible talks about so many nations coming down to Egypt to buy grain, and Joseph was in charge of all of that. Okay. So any questions, anything? Let me see. I think we covered everything. So we're going to wrap it up, y'all. We're going to wrap it up. I think I covered everything. Let's clap it up. Let's clap it up. All right. I want to say shout out to all the brothers and sisters that was in the class this evening. Give a shout out to Kalmaz Boff, Michael Love, Cruiser 73, Princess Nakaf, Sister Madana, Sister Kapa, Yahashya. I hope I'm saying it right. All right. Shout out to you. Shalat all the time. Nazamana. Say it again. Nazamana. Shout out to you, King Denny. Shout out to you, Hinaro. Shout out to you, Sister Maparia. Shout out to you, Trooper Shakat. Shout out to Officer Shada Rock, Trooper Mawasad, Sister Asa. Shout out to you. Yeah, I think we got it all, man. And I'll be back. Well, we're gonna be back. Anton One West. Shout out to you, brother. Sister Bathara. She in here? Oh yeah, yes. Sister Batharawana, that's how you say it. I've been saying it wrong the whole time. That's my fault. That's my bad. Oh yeah, we'll be back. The water to brothers and sisters. Like I said, we're gonna try to up the ante, come with some more history, archaeology, and of course, scripture breakdown. With that, Shalom Israel. Let's go.